Hello, welcome to the third part of this tutorial on how to create spiders with Scrapy. So far, what we managed to do is scrape items from this site. So we have now the name, the price, and the images. How does it look? Let's take a quick look. We can use JQ. This is very nice and convenient JSON processor. We want everything from the file. And so what we have? We have a single record that looks like this. Now, this is all fine, but what if we want to also have the actual image files, not just the URLs, here we have them in this image URLs array, but also the actual files downloaded. Lucky for us, Scrapy has this functionality right in its default distribution, and it's called image pipelines. Basically, as I mentioned before, Scrapy has pipeline for processing images, and by default, when you push item in the pipeline, the only thing that happens is it is saved into a JSON or CSV file or whatever you configure. But you can configure more steps in this pipeline, which will do other things, like for example downloading images. So let's see how we can do this. We search for images pipeline in Scrapy documentation. We search, and here it is, downloaded processing files and images. Now, it's nice to go over through this and read it. It gives a lot of detailed info, like how to save images on S3 or whatever, or on a directory. But the first and most important thing is to install the pillow library. You do this by typing pip install pillow. Okay, I have it already installed, but if you don't have it installed, this will install it. After you have pillow installed, so Scrapy can actually process the images, all you need to do is enable the pipeline, and this is this line which we need to add to the settings. So here is settings.py, and actually there is already commented out pipeline configuration here, item pipelines. This is just an example, we don't need it. And this will inject the images pipeline into our pipeline processing. The number here means priority, and it's used to order which pipeline will run before or after the next one. Since we have only one, the number really doesn't matter. So after we save, if we run the spider, the pipeline will run, but there is one more thing that we need to configure in order for the pipeline to actually download images, because like this it will be ignored unless you configure a store. So since we enabled the images pipeline, we need to add also images store setting. We can do it in two ways. We can either take images store and add it to the settings py, and we can put whatever directory here we want, or we can run it. We can set it directly on the command line while running the spider, which I will do right now. And by the way, since this section we are scraping so far is kind of big, I'll select some other section, because with downloading all the images it will take quite some time for this to finish. I guess rugby boots are not so many. Yeah, it's only one page. Yeah, let's scrape this. I'll leave the rugby boots URL and I'll comment out the previous one. And now if I take this option, images store, and run the spider, Scrapy. Oh, I tried it already. Images store, images, okay, another file, so we have new results. Let's see what will happen. We run it, and you can already see, okay, it's moving too fast, you cannot see, but I can see there are JPEG files in the URLs when Scrapy says scrolled like this. And I have a new directory, images, with a subdirectory full. Let's see what's inside. So basically we have one JPEG file, and Scrapy generates the file name based on a JSON of the URL. So this way it doesn't need to re-download. Like if the same URL is showing it in several places, it will not download it several times. It will download it once because it will check up based on the JSON that the file already exists, and it will skip downloading it. And that's fine. Let's see what we have in the product images. JSON lines. Of course, we need to put a filter here for JQ. Okay, that's all fine. We have the files, but now we don't know which file is which. So, okay, I know now that I have this URL somewhere downloaded. But in order to find it, I need to be able to calculate all these SHA-256 hashes and I don't know what. And it's too much trouble. Scrapy can do this for me. The only thing we need to do is how this image pipeline works. Basically, what it does is it checks for a field in your item that's called image URLs. If it finds it, it takes all the URLs from it and downloads them. And if you have another field, images, in this second field, it will actually put the file names of the downloaded files along with some other data. So let's see how this will work. I'm adding this field images, so the pipeline has a place to store the file names of the downloaded images. Let's run it again. This time it will create a new file so we can see what's the difference. And now it's much quicker because it sees most of the images, all the images are actually downloaded. So let's see what's in product images 3. And now we have an additional key called images. So additionally to image URLs, we have images, and you can see it's a list of dictionaries where each item has 3 keys: URL, which is the actual URL of the image, path, and checksum. This path is relative to the directory we passed in images store. So right now it says full whatever here, this long path. So this image will be in images and then this path. And there we have it. Kind of easy, yeah? Scrapy is really awesome for doing stuff like this. Okay. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.